She ignored you?
Saw your message, took a deep breath, and carried on like you were just another irrelevant notification.
And what did you do? Sent another message?
Maybe a long, emotional, desperate text.
Congrats! You just signed up for the humiliation stand-up show.
The headliner? You.
And the audience?
Her and her friends. The best part?
Every attempt you make is emotionally equivalent to slipping on a banana peel on a wet floor, with an extra side of embarrassment.
Now, hold on to this truth that no one dares to spit in your face. You know what you should do.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It's not tantrums. It's not a game. It's strategy. Because in the ego championship, the one who wins is the one who stays silent, while the other flails trying to get attention. Silence isn't just golden, it's a nuclear weapon in the emotional battlefield. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you. How to turn her disregard into your victory, not for her, but so you stop being the court jester. Tired of feeling like the clown? Then pay attention. What comes next could reprogram your mindset about relationships, or at least stop you from embarrassing yourself any further.
Oh, and before you think wisdom is free, spoiler, it's not. This content only exists because someone clicked like and subscribe before. So please don't be an emotional parasite here too. Click, subscribe, and drop a thanks in the comments. It's not for me. It's for the blessed algorithm that needs to know this video deserves to be shared.
Enough dilly-dallying. Let's get straight to the point. Number 1. Why is silence so powerful?
You know what's the most fascinating thing about silence?
It speaks louder than any desperate rant you could send. It's a deafening scream, but not yours. It's her mind's trying to fill the void. The human brain hates emptiness, and that's where the game changes.
When you decide to stay quiet instead of playing the narrator of your own tragedy, you start planting a seed of doubt in her mind.
Wait, why did he disappear? Did I do something wrong? Is he already seeing someone else? Did he realize he deserves something better than chasing after me? This discomfort is the masterstroke. While you always thought you needed to explain, justify, or fix things, silence does the job for you, and in a much more elegant way. Suddenly, the one losing sleep trying to figure out what happened is her, not you.
And the most ironic part? Most people don't know how to handle it. How many times has she been ignored before? Probably 0, because most guys are as predictable as a daytime soap opera episode. They beg, they insist, they reappear with lame excuses. But you choose the road less traveled, and that makes all the difference. But hold on, silence isn't just a way to poke her ego. It's also a shield that protects you from continuing to hand over your emotional control wrapped up as a gift. Because that's exactly what you do when you try to fix things with another message. You're saying, hey, here's the control of my dignity. Do whatever you want with it. Silence, on the other hand, is about reclaiming power. It's about showing you don't need validation, that you're self-sufficient. It's not drama. It's not a tantrum. It's strategy. A reminder that you define your own worth, not someone's reply on WhatsApp. And there's one more cherry on top. Her ego isn't prepared to handle the absence of attention. Not getting a response is the most painful answer. Suddenly, she finds herself analyzing every interaction between you two, every word, every comma. And most importantly, she realizes she's not the center of the universe like she thought. So, next time the temptation to send that just to clarify things message hits, pause. Take a deep breath and remember, who's really in control here? Silence puts the control back in your hands, where it should always have been. Number 2, the benefits of silence beyond destroying her ego. Silence. This weapon isn't just for dismantling her inflated ego. It's also a gift to yourself. Because insisting on someone who ignores you isn't just a kick to your ego. It's a direct punch to your dignity. And let's be real, it's time to stop acting like a supporting actor in your own drama and take the lead role. So, beyond turning her ego to dust, what else does silence do for you? First, it gives you emotional control. And let's be honest, you needed that.
Instead of reacting like a puppet pulled by the strings of neediness, you choose not to react. Congrats, you finally freed yourself from being the official clown of someone else's circus. Second, silence gives you something you've been throwing away: time and energy. All that pathetic effort you spent analyzing the signs, rereading messages, and creating wild theories about what she's thinking, redirect it to something useful. Hit the gym, learn a skill, pick up a hobby, or do anything that doesn't involve crawling on the floor for someone who doesn't respect you. And here's the cherry on top. As you grow and develop, the world notices, and so does she. Third, silence turns you into an enigma. And guess what's irresistible? Mystery. When you stop chasing, you become the guy who disappeared. And suddenly she starts thinking, is he seeing someone else? Did I lose my touch? Why doesn't he want me anymore? Spoiler. These questions are the beginning of the end for her ego. But here's the final blow. Silence not only destroys her ego, it rebuilds yours. Every message you don't send reaffirms to yourself, I am enough. I don't need anyone's validation to know my worth. And that is liberating. It's you reclaiming the throne you let her occupy without deserving it. Silence is also your shield. It prevents you from making stupid mistakes, like humiliating yourself or trying to patch up a relationship that's more broken than Swiss cheese. It preserves your dignity, your energy, and most importantly, your sanity. And you know what else silence does? It gives you perspective. When you stop acting like a desperate person, you realize maybe she wasn't all that. Silence clears things up and helps you understand what really matters. You. So, next time your finger itches to type out that long, sincere feelings text, remember this. Silence isn't just a weapon against her. It's a gift to yourself. And the best gift you can give yourself is peace of mind. And if you're tired of being someone's emotional doormat who barely cares if you exist, it's time to act. In the description, there's a digital book that will teach you how to flip the script. After reading it, you'll never settle for crumbs again. It will be a challenge, not a self-esteem booster for someone who steps on and discards you. Stop being a puppet! The stage is now yours! Number 3, how to use silence to flip the script, step by step. Now that you understand silence isn't just a weapon, but a revolution in how you act, let's get to the good stuff. How to use it strategically. I'll show you step by step how to flip the script and make her realize you're not just a convenient option. Ready to change the narrative? Let's go. Step 1. Disappear completely. And when I say disappear, I mean vanish. It's not just taking a break. It's not responding slower. It's vanishing from the map like you've been abducted by aliens. Don't send messages. Don't like her photos. Don't watch her stories. Don't give any sign of life. Blocking? Not necessary. Just become a digital ghost. You know why? Because while you're available, she stays comfortable, in control. That, hey, how are you? After 2 days is basically a please notice me plea. And no one respects that. When you disappear, you change the dynamics. Suddenly, she loses the comfort of your guaranteed attention. And that creates a doubt that gnaws. Why did he disappear? Did he lose interest? Did I do something wrong? Step 2. Invest in yourself. While you're off the radar, use the time to focus on what really matters. You. It's not time to lock yourself in your room crying to sad music. It's time to get up and act. Hit the gym, improve your appearance, focus on work, learn something new. Be productive. This change isn't just aesthetic, it's mental. The better you feel about yourself, the less you need external validation. And here's the bonus. As you grow, improve, and become more confident, people notice, including her. Nothing is more irresistible than someone who is self-sufficient. Step 3. Create the perception of options. Now comes the master stroke. Show, directly or indirectly, that you're not tied down to anyone. And before you think about acting like a player to make her jealous, Hold up. It's not about being obvious. It's about creating the impression that your life is full of possibilities, because spoiler, it should be. This means expanding your social circle, going out more, trying new things. When she sees you living your best life without even looking back, it makes her reassess her value in the equation. After all, no one wants to be the disposable person while the other is out there shining. Step 4. Wait for her to come to you. Here's the toughest part for the impatient. Waiting. After disappearing and focusing on yourself, you're not going to chase. You won't send messages, nor create coincidences to run into her. None of that. Let her make the move. If she truly values you, at some point she'll come around. It might be with a casual message or an attempt to start a conversation. But here's the catch. When that happens, don't react like a dog wagging its tail. Stay calm. Show that your life is going great, because by now it should be, and never go back to the same old dynamics. And if she doesn't come around, even better, because that only proves she never deserved the effort you were putting into the relationship. In that case, you move forward with the satisfaction of knowing you did the best for yourself. The final outcome, when applied correctly, silence is a game changer. It transforms your position from vulnerability to strength. It makes her see you differently, not as someone indispensable, but at least as someone she can no longer control. And most importantly, it liberates you. If before you depended on her to feel your worth, now you realize that worth was always within you. And when that happens, my friend, you stop being a disposable option and become the prize. Number 4, when silence isn't enough, now comes the truth no one wants to face. Silence isn't always the miracle that will transform your love life. Yes, it's powerful, but there are situations where it simply won't work, no matter how much you disappear or play the indifference game.
Accepting this is crucial so you don't keep wasting time on lost causes.
Let's look at scenarios where silence isn't enough. 1. When she's simply not interested, thinking that disappearing will turn a disinterested person into the protagonist of a romantic movie, chasing you in tears. Spoiler, it won't happen. If she never showed genuine interest and only kept you around as a backup or to boost her ego, silence will be as impactful as turning off the Wi-Fi on a broken modem. She won't even notice. In this case, it's not a matter of strategy. It's the harsh reality that you're fighting for something that never existed. And you know what you need to do? Swallow your pride, accept there's no chemistry, and move on. Silence here isn't to flip the script. It's to protect the little dignity you have left. 2. When she's a high-level manipulator, beware of professional players. These women have a degree in emotional manipulation hanging on their wall and play you like a pawn on their board. For these people, silence isn't a sign of loss or mystery. It's a challenge. And they love challenges. When she finally appears, it won't be because she missed you, but because she wants to pull your ego strings again, just to reaffirm control. And there you are, hopeful, back in the cycle of being ignored and used as emotional entertainment. If you realize you're dealing with someone like this, don't use silence as a temporary tactic. Use it as a full stop. Disappear for good block, delete, leave the battlefield. This war isn't worth it. 3. When you're too attached. Here's the most common case. The problem isn't her, it's you. If your silence is a play to see if she misses you, you've already lost the game before it began. Constantly checking your phone every 5 minutes, trying to decode her stories, or waiting for a hey that never comes. This isn't silence, it's obsession. Silence only works when you're truly detached. If you're still emotionally tied, go back to basics. Work on yourself, rebuild your self-esteem, and stop acting like your happiness depends on a notification from her. What to do when silence doesn't work? If you did everything right, disappeared, invested in yourself, created mystery, and still saw no movement from her, it's time to face the truth. She doesn't care. and that's okay. It's not a failure, it's a relief. It means you no longer need to spend energy on someone who doesn't value you. The biggest mistake is to keep insisting on a dynamic that only wears you down. When silence isn't enough, it's the universe giving you a nudge. Get out of there. Understand that the true goal of silence isn't to make her come back, but to free yourself. The victory of self-love. If silence doesn't work, it doesn't mean you lost. On the contrary, it means you gained something much bigger. The clarity to know she's not for you. And in the end, the greatest act of self-love you can do is stop chasing someone who never chased you. Cut your losses, focus on yourself, and remember, silence isn't about manipulating the other person. It's about reclaiming your power. And true power is knowing when to exit the stage. So there you have it. Now you finally understand that silence isn't just a simple, "I don't care." It's a cry of independence. It's your way of saying without opening your mouth, "I am enough, and you don't define my worth." It's the silent slap in the face that destroys her ego while rebuilding yours, piece by piece. And in the end, that's the only thing that really matters. You. Silence isn't just about making her chase. You're freeing yourself from the emotional chains you placed on yourself. If she comes back, great. You decide if it's worth opening the door. If she doesn't, congrats. You've gained something even better. Your freedom and the certainty that you no longer need to chase someone who treats you like a supporting actor. Now, engrave this final truth on your forehead if you need to. No one respects those who don't respect themselves. When you choose silence over desperation, you send a clear message not just to her, but to the world. I know my worth, and I don't need to beg for anything. In the ego game, the one who controls their emotions wins, and silence is the remote control. So tell me, are you going to keep being the clown for someone who doesn't deserve you? Or are you going to take on the role of the king you were born to be? If this video opened your eyes, like, share, and comment below. Now I'm in control. And spoiler, that's what matters.